Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to share with you 5 bags, and I want to warn you about the quirks of these 5 bags before you actually go out and buy any of them or consider buying them. I wanted to make sure you are aware of these little aspects that could be kind of annoying and fussy. And so I'm going to start with my Polene here. And I have shared all of these quirks in previous videos when I did the full in-depth reviews of each individual bag, but I thought I would throw it all into one video so you could see. So the Polene Numero Neuf is now the only Polene bag that I have left. I have given away quite a few, and this is just my tried and true, my favorite little dumpling bag. It's the mini size in the black. It comes with this removable strap. A lot of you have expressed interest in this bag, whether it be this mini size or the larger size. The larger size, the big benefit is going to be that obviously it will fit more, but more than that, the mouth opening here will be more generous. So the biggest fussiness of this Polene Numero Neuf number 9 mini is this opening here, and I'm okay with it because I've figured out my ways with it. But I'll tell you, it's got this magnetic closure, and I've got kind of like big long fingers, big hands, and I can get in here fairly easily. And because the leather is sort of rounded, there's no sharp edges, it doesn't bother me. There are no zippers, it's not going to scrape against my skin, but it is kind of a tight opening. This handle here, some of you have asked me if this is removable. It is not. It's sewn on. It's beautiful in terms of like the sculptural, folded, really, really interesting, unique design that Polene comes up with. A lot of their bags are really nice. It doesn't, unfortunately though, remove or come off. So I'm going to show you really quickly. I have the largest iPhone. This is an old iPhone 13 Pro Max case with some styrofoam, so it mimics a full phone. And I'm going to show you. It does fit, but you have to shimmy it. You see that? And it does go in, but I will tell you, I used this bag recently when I was out with my husband, and I had a bunch of stuff in here, and getting my phone out to take pictures, because we were at this really nice restaurant and I wanted to take pictures of the ambiance, it was hard. So I actually wound up leaving my phone like this for most of the evening because I didn't want to have to keep pushing it in and out, right? So if you're in a place that's crowded or you're not quite sure of the neighborhood, if it's a little bit sketchy and there's, possible pickpocketing, if you're traveling, let's say somewhere, then you don't want to leave your phone like this, right? You do want to tuck it in, but it's going to be a bit of a battle. So that's something that I wanted to mention. If you have a smaller phone, you should be okay. I also will show you for reference the LV mini pochette. If you have it, I know it's very popular. Nowadays, it's so expensive though, my gosh. So I've got a bunch of, here, let me show you. I just have all of my lip balms in here at the moment. Again, I've shown all of this in individual reviews in the past, but I thought it would be good to revisit. So this too, you could have to sort of shimmy it. I imagine on the larger original size it will be fine, but this mini, you can see it's also black lining on this black bag, so it's a bit of a dark black hole. It's an abyss, so that fits, but again, you got to do the shimmy dance, and also when you pull it out you have to shimmy it. So I don't know how much that's going to bother you guys. I also have the Dress Up Your Purse mini pochette from my collab, of course, my favorite. This was the first rose violet color that we ever did. Sold out, and it's a little bit bigger than the LV, just a little bit. And it's all leather, Togo leather with the grain, kind of matches the graininess of the bag. But I wanted to show you also, since this is a smidge bigger and it's full with my stuff at the moment, you see how it's a tiny bit bigger, but it will fit. I've done this before. It will fit, but you gotta just sort of dance it in there. You see that? Now, the good news is this bag is very malleable. It's pliable. It's soft. It doesn't lose its shape or structure. This is how it looks on the bottom, and the base is quite wide, so it's deceiving because it looks small like this, but it fits a lot down here. So if you really are able to manage to get your items in, you can fit more than expected in this little mini bag. Also, one last thing, I wanted to show you the Chanel Mini O case. It's slimmer, just to give you an example of how this fits. Much easier because it doesn't have that bulk. So I do think that all of your daily essentials can fit in here if you're a bit of a minimalist in terms of, not carrying so much, like my phone, my keys, small card holder, lotion, lip balm, sunglasses, they all fit. It's just the shimmy in and out is a little tricky with the bulkier items. And then you can just close it up with the magnet, but it's kind of hard to see. So that's the main quirk that I wanted to warn you guys about. Otherwise, it's a really adorable bag. The next one, this too I've talked about in earlier videos, my Givenchy. This is the Antigona Mini. And I just love, love, love this color. It's the silver hardware. I know this is not a in trend kind of bag right now. I feel like people have forgot about this bag, but I still absolutely adore it. I think it's just so well made. It's very durable. It's the goat skin leather, and I've got my stuff in here. I'm going to show you why this bag is quirky. It's a great bag. You can see, it's nicely shaped, and you've got the lining, zipper compartment, one pocket here, another elastic pocket here. It's nice. It's got the chunky zipper. In the beginning, I was worried that the zipper opening would be too tight and then it would scratch me on the way in, but I will say that it has quickly loosened and softened, so you can see I have no issue getting in and out. But let me show you. I don't know if they've fixed this actually, because someone in the past mentioned to me that they might have fixed this, but I haven't checked out any of the new Antigona bags up close. So you see here, this is the mechanism that Givenchy uses on this bag to attach the strap to the D-rings here. There's like a little indent on both, but there's an opening here. You see that? It's open. So it goes on like this, you match it up and you put it on, and it's kind of cool. However, in the past, on several occasions, I have found that I would be sitting down, and it usually happens when I'm sitting down, with this bag on me, let's say on my shoulder or crossbody. And then I would stand up, and as I stand, somehow these right here would line up on their own and come loose. So can you imagine, like I would be waiting on the subway platform, or I would be sitting at a restaurant or a cafe, and I stand up, like I'm sitting on a bench or a chair, I stand up, and then one comes loose, and the bag is just now like this, and sometimes falling, or I'd have to catch it. So this is a pretty big issue, I think. This is a design flaw, but because I enjoy this bag so much, I've just learned to deal with it, and now I am very aware of how these sort of D-rings kind of sit, and when I'm getting up and moving, I will just make sure that they're on. A lot of times I will use this top handle or just crook of the arm, so it works fine. But yeah, that's like, I don't know how they didn't catch that in the design process. But I have heard, like I said, that they may have updated this, or there's some way to kind of address this, so I don't know. But let me know if you have any information on that. But definitely want to share with you in case you're on the market for an Antigona, especially the pre-loved secondhand Antigonas from my era years ago. They're all going to be like that. And then this one is my Celine. So I think some of you will remember me talking about this. This is the classic box bag. And I was thinking about trading this out with the new Celine Triomphe bag, but actually decided not to because I quite like this, and I really don't want to get into that vicious cycle of like constantly trading out and upgrading to new bags. I'm just enjoying, as you guys know if you've watched my recent videos, I'm enjoying and appreciating what I already have. So this is the medium size classic box. It's just beautiful, and it's got the aged brassy hardware. This bag is just so timeless, and it has really no like logos, no this is the Phoebe Philo era of Celine at the time, so super understated, no like loud logos, just Celine Paris under the flap. That's it. Oops. So some people find this annoying, and okay, now that I'm on camera, it's not. I'm okay with this. I don't think this is a problem. I've been able to figure my way with the clasp. Usually requires two hands, but sometimes I can do it one-handed. The biggest issue I have with this bag are these little rectangular clasps here. These are the little pieces that you move up and down to adjust the length of the strap, but they're very sharp. Can you see the corners? Super sharp. So I've heard of people getting their hair snagged on these. I've heard of people getting scratched by these. When my kids were younger and I wore this bag, I was extra careful not to like scrape against my kids when I'm hugging them or holding them, because this could really leave a little bit of a mark, you know? So what I have done is I've pushed this down, and I've kind of gotten used to wearing the bag with at least one of these down here, and then this is in front of me so I can kind of keep an eye on it, and it doesn't bother me anymore as much, at least. And I do have long hair, but my hair does not get caught in this. Maybe I just sort of, I don't know, I got comfortable with it. But if you are sensitive to this kind of stuff, then just be mindful, because yeah, it can definitely scratch you or pull your hair. So that is the one thing about the Celine Classic Box Bag. And then this is an Hermes bag, and I have one more bag that's not on camera. I'll pull it over in a minute. This is my Birkin 30 size, and I think everyone knows about this already, but this bag, you just can't close it. It's not practical. It's really not practical to close. I mean, it looks closed right now. This is as closed as it gets. I can pull the sangles, and that's that. I usually put something in here like a scarf or a shawl to sort of cover my belongings, but let me show you. If you wanted a big top handle or tote style bag like this, but you needed a secure closure, this is not for you, because look, it's too secure. It's really hard. Nobody that I know closes this completely, unless you know you're leaving the bag somewhere. Let's say you're traveling and you're not going to access it for a while and you want it to be completely secure. Fine. This is actually meant to be a travel bag, if you know the history. But look at this. It's taking me so long. You gotta like really close it up. You gotta do this. It's too fussy. Then you gotta put, hold on. I've got some tissue paper in the bag, so it might be a little tight. Do you see what I'm doing here? This is such a pain. And then you put the other one on. Okay, and then you got to turn it and lock it, and now it's closed. And it looks quite nice closed. It's really secure. Too secure. For the owner of the bag, me, it's too much. So the best way, if you're interested in a Birkin, or you've been researching it, it's a lot of money, so you want to make sure you know what you're getting. And unfortunately, a lot of times with these bags, you can't really try them out because they're not, sitting on a shelf somewhere for you to play with. Although I did go to a secondhand shop and I did try on a bunch of Birkins and Kellys before I decided that I wanted one, because I wanted to be sure. So that's an option. You can go to a secondhand shop, consignment shop, and do that. Compare different sizes. So some people just leave it like this open, and other times, if you want it to be more secure, you can pull this, and then it's pretty, it's like, it's open, but it's slim. It's not like a gaping mouth. So that is the one thing I wanted to mention about the Birkin. The Kelly is a little easier. I have the Red Tournay, which is the inside out, just like this Birkin. And so I'll just put the flap over this piece here and leave the singles out, and that makes me feel secure. But the Birkin, there's just really no easy way to close it. The other bag I want to show you is not even in the dust bag, because I've been using her. Yes, the lady. If you watched my recent videos, I'm giving her a second chance, or more like a fifth chance. This bag has 9 lives, as we've joked in the past, and I'm really enjoying this lady now. So here's the quirk that I wanted to point it out. There are a lot of quirks with this bag, but which is why I've always said I have a love-hate relationship. You got to watch that full video if you're interested in doing some research. I went really in depth, but first of all, this is meant to be CD, Christian Dior, his initials. It's kind of cool. The handles. I love the handles. I love the click-clackety of the handles. I love the sound. Some people don't like the sound. I like it. However, wherever you put the bag down like this, the handles are going to flop over, either open or like this. So if that bugs you, keep it in mind. Factor that in if you decide you want to consider this bag. The other thing is, this is the small size ABC Lady Dior. This is the blush color, by the way. I get a lot of questions. This is what the feet look like. There are these little pointy cones. This is nice in terms of how it protects the base of the bag, the leather. However, it's not so nice because the shape if you put it down, now this is a soft area, so it might not show as well, but if you put it down on a hard surface, first of all, those little feet are slippery, and if your bag is not like well balanced with your stuff, you can see like it's not fully flat. It will tip over. It tips over super easily. So that's annoying. And I have taken this bag out to dinners, and sometimes I just wear it as a top handle, and I'll take this off the crossbody, although I do like wearing it crossbody. But sometimes I'll just go out and I'll be dressed up and I will wear this just in the crook of my arm or like this. And when I do that, you know when you go to those restaurants that are like booths, or they have those rounded back chairs and you can't hang your bag anywhere, even with the strap, like it would be impossible for me to put it anywhere other than next to me, like next to me on the seat. Look, that's what happens. Or perhaps at the edge of the table. It's annoying. So that's something to keep in mind. If it is filled to the brim and heavy, then it tends to sit up straight. But if it's not that filled, and I usually don't carry a lot, and it's kind of light, it does tend to tip over. So those are the quirks about these 5 bags. Consider me the Consumer Reports of handbags. I will be brutally honest, even with the bags that I really like and enjoy. You know, I tend to be kind of picky, but they're quirky. So if you found this video to be helpful, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.